Howdy, folks. A little better angle. Welcome to my studio in Palm Springs. I'm Jeffrey Spakes, the artist. I'm also the guy that found 29 pounds of the asteroid Vesta, 28, 29, whatever, on 5/31/2020. I created this channel because of that. I'm coming to you now live from my Palm Springs studio. I've kept a lot of the story to other channels, but it's important that you guys understand what's going on. 3 years ago, on 5/31/2020, that date, I found what science has proven to be the impact site for part of a fireball with the serial number American Meteorite Service, AMS, event number 5/31/2020. That number is not because I found it on that date. That number is because it was the 531st event reported to the American Meteorite Service in the year 2020. So when you find something so wonderful as I did, and you can see the videos, and you can see my toes in the first photograph I took of them and everything else. When you find something like that and you know what it is, you suddenly understand that you're wealthy beyond any hope you could have ever imagined. And I knew that then, and I know it now. However, the value has dropped considerably, considering the age of the fall and many other factors, and I'm here to explain that to you. When I found this, that night I proved it, and there's photo records, all dated, that show my findings and everything else. And it was 5.5 months into COVID. My partner, Bruce and Oksania, at the time my partner for 6 or 7 years, both in business and in private life, we were best friends, and we watched out for each other, and that was our agreement. Let me let my dog back in his car. I'll be right back. So that was the agreement that he and I had had for so long. Now, I was looking for a home to buy, and my partner wanted to invest a little bit, so he was going to put up the down if I could get some financing and stuff. So we tried for 5.5 months on 2 different properties. One of them happened to be an impact site, which we hadn't discovered yet. Well, I hadn't discovered yet. Mr. Oksania didn't discover anything. Mr. Oksania actually discovered that he cannot handle the truth. Because what happened was we couldn't get financed, and as Mr. Oksania admitted later, that he had stopped trying, and he didn't even try to get the last loan, because pretty much he had decided that I was no longer of any value to him and that I needed to go away. So rather than help me buy my home, he just felt, well, it'd be just fine if he kicked me to the curb, embezzled 6 years of income tax from my business, told everybody and my friends and anybody that I did not find a fireball, 26 meteorites from the asteroid Vesta, the impact site as well. But he only told them all this after he had a stroke. See, once I found the impact site, I used that as collateral to get a loan from less Lee Wheeler of Palm Springs, California. Leslie gave me an approval and a cash loan virtually overnight. It was within 24 or 36 hours he had approved it based on my science, based on my evidence, based on holding a meteorite. That particular meteorite I named the Coeoteer, and it is now at the University of New Mexico in Arizona, where it's been for over 2 years. It took 18 months to get it tested when I was promised 2 weeks. There's a video about that. Prior to taking it in, I'd already had it WXR FXRD. That means I had the same work done on it they do on the Mars, on the rover. And with my science and the internet and my ability to see microscopically, guess what I discovered? A howardite. And with the isotope finally done, we know it's not a howardite from Mars. We know it's not a howardite from the moon. We know it's a howardite from the asteroid Vesta. And based on all the other science, it is a witnessed fall recovery, which makes it highly valuable. It also proved panspermia and many other things. My partner had a stroke halfway through escrow. When he came out, he tried to cancel this deal so I wouldn't be a multimillionaire. Then after his stroke, he became a malignant narcissist hell-bent on destroying my life, and he did. He sure did. Because, see, I trusted him with my life. And I trusted 2 other people with my power of attorney, my healthcare directive, everything else. That's Leslie Wheeler and Bob Grabeau. And they both manipulated my partner and everything else and was able to condemn me by authority after I was cut off from phone, transportation, food, cash, and left alone on a mountain 4,300 feet in the air, no running water, no indoor toilet, no heat, no cooling. I was abandoned there. I was abandoned there for 2 years while they filed paperwork. And because I was unable to communicate with anybody, either through the internet because of my limitations here, or with a phone, which I don't have. Everything I had was joint with Mr. Oksana, our bank account, our lives, our 93 luxury trips, our dog. We were partners. He had a stroke and became a malignant narcissist. I went to Leslie Wheeler and Bob Grabeau and begged them to help my partner understand the science and that I was telling them the truth. And once they saw all the science, they used my disability against me, told everybody I was lying. I've got it in writing. I have their confession in writing, folks. And yet I had all the science done before I closed escrow. I knew very well what I had. But these 3 old malignant narcissists, these are old guys, they're in their 80s, stubborn old queens that think they deserve everything, but they're awful people. Scumdog millionaires, SCUMDOG, space, MILLION, space, HEIRS, here on YouTube, on either this channel or Jeffrey Spakes. I'm Jeffrey Spakes, SPAKES. I found that fireball. I've been dealing with Dr. Karen Ziegler. I've been dealing with Dr. Carl Agee. I've been dealing with Dr. Melinda Hudson. I've been dealing with, what's his name from UCLA. I've been dealing with everybody in the business, Heritage Auction, Christie's. Everybody knows of me. I've been here for 3 years, telling everybody that I'm being robbed, that I'm being railroaded, that these people are manipulating my situation. I've had 5 different phone numbers since I was last with Mr. Oksana. He had my navigator towed off. He had my studio shut down. He disconnected my food subscriptions because I am in poor health. Which brings me to the reason I'm telling you this story now. I had a severe heart attack this morning. Really severe. Brought on by over 1,000 days of having found something that allows me to be free to help other people. But no support. I don't even have a telephone at this time. This is how I communicate. I take videos, I drag and drop. That's the best I can do online. I don't have access to my other accounts because my computer screwed up and I can't get anybody in here to help me understand it. See, I had 4 strokes. And everything I learn, I have to relearn the next day. So what I'm used to in my business, and I've had a successful business for 33 years here in the desert. I have 11 public art pieces. I'm a very well-known artist. Look at my studio today. I'm here by the grace of God and by the grace of people who've known me for over a decade. Now, I'm making this video because I am on my way to the hospital. I have tried all day to try and get someone to take care of my little dog while I got through a horrific heart attack this morning. I've taken the aspirin, done everything. The damage is done. My heart really hurts right now. Hurts like crazy. And I know I must go in or I will not survive till morning. So my only hope is that I'm going to take my dog with me. And somehow they'll allow me to keep him. I doubt that. But because my partner has been so effective in ruining my life and destroying my reputation, and I have no information on how to contact anybody I know. So you are my viewers, you are my subscribers, you're the ones that watch this. Thank you. This tab is using your camera for a microphone. Good, thank you. So you're hearing me. So I'm not doing well right now. That's why I'm letting this out. I tried to keep Meteorite a channel that would help people, and I found somebody else who got screwed by Meteorite, but in 3 years, he finally gave approval to some. He doesn't even talk to me because I'm too intense for him because he's so screwed up emotionally as well. See, I found a big meteorite and sent it to Dr. Karen Ziegler, and she sat on it and said, "No, it's not. It's not what you think it is." Just like she did mine. Only he didn't have the test done prior. I did. He didn't have it be the most photographed meteorite on the planet. I did. So when I confronted her after she wrote her lies out on my emails and texts, I confronted her online here, YouTube. Said, "Really? This isn't a meteorite?" She finally agreed to do the isotope test, and she did it for free. How generous. Her answer, it's not Vesta, or it's not Mars. I've not been in contact with her since, because when I talk to her, I get furious. I have some serious emotional problems from this. 3 years ago, I found something fantastic. And for 3 years, you've all believed me, but have you done anything about it? Have you done anything about it? I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm at my wit's end. Okay, I have this wonderful thing and it's gotten spread all over. It's gotten so screwed up over the last 3 years. It's just insane. And then my partner lied and said that I was some kind of vagrant and he needed me to be removed from my house because I made the mistake of putting it in his name because my health was so bad I was afraid if I died he wouldn't be able to have it. But the other way around, they used all that against me. Leslie Wheeler and Bob Grabeau straight out lied, and we can solve that with a simple lie detector test, or try checking the evidence. Try checking the thousands of emails, the thousands of text messages, the hundreds of phone calls. They will all prove I'm telling you the truth. What they're relying on is that I'll never make it into court, and that's how they've won so far. And as of today, I almost died. My heart really hurts right now, but I know I'm through the worst of it. But the damage is being done. It's still in a Charlie horse state. I understand medicine. I was primary caregiver for more people that died than anybody watching. Unless you're a damn nurse, you haven't spent any more time in a hospital than I have. What's the rule? 10,000 hours? And that wasn't for me. It's holding the hands of other people, changing their bedding, giving them sponge baths, making sure they're okay. So I don't know what you did with your life. But what I did with mine did not make me any more social. As a matter of fact, it made me more spiritual. So I'm reluctantly going to take my dog into the hospital. I know they're going to keep me. They have to. This is a horrible heart attack. I've had strokes before. Those are in the brain. This is my heart. It hurts like a son of a gun. Nothing like I did this morning. But that's what happens every morning that I wake up knowing that these 3 bastards are out there on their timeshares, out there living their life in their retirements, after they've stolen my property. And my property is up there right now being raided by everybody who knows what's on it. It's so isolated, of course it is. And it's probably up on the market for sale. I can't bring myself to look. My partner says, well, good. Maybe when he's in the hospital, he'll get the care he needs. My partner had a stroke and lost his mind. The lie that they say is that all these scientists have said I'm wrong and none of my tests have come back and my product isn't what it is. That's all a lie. No, the scientists were inaccurate. I corrected them. The tests and all the science proves exactly what I'm saying. And you folks who have subscribed to my channel and you leave those wonderful notes and stuff asking me for more pictures of this and that, I can't. I'm trying to sell these things. But they are worth so much more once they're named and registered. But can I get one person in this industry to assist me? Absolutely not. Because they're all so arrogant. And I believe they were all crooked. I believe they were taking your samples that you were sending in and saying, nope, you don't have this. And then they name it, sell it at Heritage auctions. Hey, Craig. How you doing? How's you and Jeff, what's his name? You know, Aerosite Meteorites. He's known about this ever since it began. Yeah. And then I've had people here that say they know him and they're going to contact him and try and get me some help and everything else, but he ignores me too. So you all have so much to lose. And I want you to know, I'm going in a hospital so I survive. So I can come out and either get your cooperation, Dr. Carl Agee, University of New Mexico, and your cooperation, Dr. Karen Ziegler, or we've got a real problem. You owe me a lot of money. So that sample you have, I was told by Zach Sharp that I was only the second person in history to bring in a real meteorite into the University of New Mexico in its entire life. Well, it's been proven to be a real meteorite. So if I or someone from my world contacts you and requests that you finish classifying that, please do. There are other institutions doing that as well. But I recommend for your best interest that you expedite this quickly, that you contact me through my emails, that you leave a comment, that you do something. So for all my friends, relatives, and everything else, I'm going to make a copy of this and post it on Facebook. Because I don't know if you're paying attention to that. I don't know who's paying attention to what. I cannot contact anybody. I have 12 cell phones. I can't get any of them to work. See, I had strokes, and so I don't remember things. I can learn them quickly, but I'll forget them the next day. And right now, I had a massive heart attack this morning, and my chest hurts really bad, and I need to get to the hospital. So I thought I'd go ahead and make a quick video, upload it, and if you're interested in purchasing something, you're going to have to find a way to contact me. Okay? You're going to have to figure that out. I cannot contact you. I cannot respond to your message, your comments, nothing. I cannot use this computer. I can drag and drop. I can spend a day learning, and then the next day I won't remember a thing. Okay, these are the joys of finding the 114,000 grams of the asteroid Vesta, 123 days old on this planet. Enjoy my videos. The Meteorite files, AMS 531-2020. Any of those. I try to make music videos. I tried to keep Meteor Wrong kind of clean. But I know you watch it, there's 25,000 views on a channel like this. Please. And that's all scientists. You guys are the only ones that get this. I'm going to end this stream now because it hurts. I cannot stand making this video. You guys should have bought this a long time ago. You should have known the science a long time ago. Everything should have been done a long time ago. The main people who did not understand that I had already tested before I sent everything in. Let me tell you the name of the companies. Geolabs, Cascadia Meteorite Laboratory, specifically Dr. Melinda Hudson. Dr. Karen Ziegler, University of New Mexico. Dr. Carl Agee, University of New Mexico. What's that guy's name over here at UCLA? He's done lots of reports. As a matter of fact, he was the last one to register a rock that I believe came from this, that was found on the 33rd parallel. That was online and sold, named and sold within the first year. I'm at year 3.5. So hopefully the doctors can fix up my heart and I get to live long enough to finish this tale and let you know how this turns out. I made the channel Media Wrong to stop this, to stop these people from stealing from me, to stop science from stealing from me. I stopped science. I didn't manage to stop these people. They stole the impact site. They brought in heavy dumpsters and rolled them right over the top of the impact site, crushing millions of impactites. You can see those on Reddit. This continues to go on this very minute. I requested countless attorneys. How do you get one? How do you get one? This story's too fantastic. I've been to the local papers. Somebody contact the local papers. I took the whole thing into their office. I got to speak to the station manager, but this story is too fantastic. What, that these three prominent people and my guy who runs the Department of Public Health, they're wrong? They didn't have a right to kick me off of my house? They didn't have a right to hurt me and make me homeless and cause me to have heart attacks out here in the cold? I am homeless. This is my studio, but I live in the back of my Subaru. It's not even mine. And it gets cold in here. And I wake up and I'm not in great health. But yet the saga continues. These scumbag millionaires, this scumbag partner of mine named Bruce Anoxenia, who runs the Department of Public Health in San Francisco. Now, we've been together 9 years. How much of a piece of shit can I be if he's stuck with me for 9 years? I put over $700,000 into our joint bank account in 6 years. Expected him to pay the taxes on the business and everything else. And he paid nothing. Then he kicked me off my land, made me homeless, dumped my phone, my bank card, had my car towed away, gave me no opportunity to get help, and cut off my food over 2 years ago. I've been living on donations since then. So if you think that's fair, well, I think you're really a bad person. But my opinion of you doesn't matter. My honesty, my respect, my science, my evaluation of the people that I'm dealing with, that's science. Psychology. I even know a bit about quantum physics. If I can build the things that I build, go to Jeffrey, or go to Spakes Art, SPAKES, Space Art, on Facebook, I think it is. Maybe YouTube. I don't know. I can't remember these things. I can write them down, but I won't remember what book they're in. So I'm Jeffrey Spakes. On May 31st, 2020, I found the impact site for 28 pounds of the asteroid Vesta. My science has proven, and the trajectories and all science proves, that that was reported on January 29th, 2020 at 10:35 p.m. as space debris. It was witnessed by reported by 104 people. Those reports and the science show exactly where it landed on my property. I then purchased the property, and I was then run off by scumdog millionaires, by lies, by filings of papers when I had no knowledge of this thing happening, and when it did, it threw me into a panic and paralyzed me because I have mental illness. I am disabled. From my childhood on, I have CPTSD. My partner, Bruce Anoxenia, knew this. When I met him, he was professor at City College teaching mental health. He was actually asked to step down because he had been the longest tenured professor. He used his knowledge of my disabilities to manipulate me. He gaslit me. He promised me all these things. He found out every little problem I had, and then he made sure that none of them got solved, but he promised me they would. And after 9 years, nothing. So as the police were evicting me off my property, he was there. But he wasn't the one that was talking to the police. It was Leslie Wheeler. The person that threw away and gave away and sold all my belongings thought he was dealing with Bruce Oksenia. No, he was dealing with Leslie Wheeler. Now, of course, Bruce gave him full thing, but Bruce was out of his mind. He had no idea. I mean, who throws away an impact site? He invested $40,000 and he stood to have millions. Instead, their main thing was to make sure I did not succeed. The rocks are real. All the evidence is in. The science has been in since 10/31/2020. I'm Jeffrey Spakes. I created this channel because there are rotten people out there in the world. In the areas of science, in the areas of finance, in the areas of partnership, in the areas of friendship. These people have sent me to the hospital. I had a massive coronary today. I seem calm about it, but when you've been primary caregiver for 10 people who have died, medical conditions are one thing they kind of shake off. And what choice do I have? I have no place to take my little dog to. There's nobody. My friends have been so efficient at destroying my relationships, making sure I don't have any information to contact anybody I know, making sure I have no way to do that. Even Alvaro Jimenez has abandoned me. I made contact with my brothers, with my sisters, with everybody, but because I have a hard time explaining this to them, and I can't seem to get anybody to find my channel, they responded accordingly. They ran the other way. But they all have money and houses and family, and they don't know shit about me because I never bothered to live with them. The only time I spent with them was when I was decorating their houses or something like that. And they just always looked down on me as someone weird because I was happy with owning nothing. I was happy with a classic car and having my studio. I was happy with very little pay. I was happy with the ability to make my art and teach others to make it. I was pretty happy just being me. But at this point, my brain is so messed up, I don't know what to do every morning. I once knew what to do was next, but I can't remember what the hell to do. And since I have not had a phone in months, the inability to talk to anybody about this is maddening. I have lots of friends around me right now, but they're from the Hispanic community, and they don't do computers. I'm here trying to help them grow their business as well as fight for my rights and destroy the people that would destroy me. So I'm going to try and get into Eisenhower because I used to represent one of the heart doctors there. I'm going to take my dog with me, and I hope that they let me keep him with me. But I know I definitely need to go in. My heart hurts bad. But nothing like it did earlier. I couldn't speak. Symptoms, chills, pain through the back, pain, everything. It happened on my way to the store this morning. It happened this morning. It happened since Sunday. But it really kicked in this morning when I woke up again the day after Thanksgiving with no money, no gas in the car to go take the OG to this simple request of a dog park. And sitting here patiently hoping that somebody comes up and is generous with me. And they were. But I'm supposed to be here to help people. I'm not supposed to be here to die in their back lot. And if I don't go get help for my heart, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to end this. Then I'm going to share it with everybody on Facebook. So I wish you all could have gotten over yourselves and your egos and snapped out of it. I don't know what happened to any of you. I have so many relatives and friends and family. And you all just, what happened to this world where you actually do help people, especially when they're crying out for help for so long? What happened to you, Julie? What happened to you, Mark? Sammy, you can kiss my ass. You know, before your dad died, he would have been happy to find that I found this incredible discovery. Your mom, too. You denied them that. Congratulations, princess. No, I don't forgive you. Why should I? You have no forgiveness for me. You're just as useless as the rest of them.